Hi guys, Adam here at Sublimation Supplies with another quick tutorial video for you. What we're going to look at in this one is we're going to look at these little plastic bookmarks. So what you'll need to do these, you'll need your sub printer. So we're using the F100 in this video. You're going to need that to print your transfer. So here it is. You're also going to need your blank, so the bookmark itself, and a heat press here. So we've got our little A4 hobby press on the bench there. So what you're going to do is once you've gathered all that together, the first thing you're going to want to do is actually tape this blank to the print. So we're going to come in close, I'm going to get a down angle shot for you and we'll tape that up. We're going to tape the bookmark to the transfer now, just to make sure it doesn't move. So what you're going to need is your transfer paper and your blank itself. Now some of the Sub blanks, and these do, I've already removed it, but there is actually a release liner on the surfaces, so it's worth just checking and picking off any sort of protective liner that's on there. And that goes for a lot of the blanks. A lot of the blanks do have that to protect the sublimation coating. So let's get it taped on. So what you want to do is that you want to print your transfer slightly bigger than your blank. If you have a look at that, it is bigger than the blank. What that means is you've got a visual guide to help yourself line it up. Now obviously we've got text on here as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the blank onto the transfer so that the text will be obviously not overlapping the edges or anything like that, but we're nicely in the middle and you get the pattern as well. And then all you've got to do is pop some tape on the corners. So a bit of tape there, a little bit of tape there, and that'll be enough to hold this down and to make sure that it's not going to bounce or move and you'll get ghosting while you transfer. So we've got the transfer tape to the bookmark. We're now going to need to set up our press so that it transfers correctly. So what I'm going to do is just move this out of the way. I'm going to check the setting on our temperature. So this is actually set at 185, so that's what we want it for the bookmarks. Obviously if that was something different we'd change it. And we want to set the time for 65 seconds. They don't really need to be in very long, these bookmarks at all. There we go, so that's set now, and we can get that, once that's heated up we'll get the blank in the press. Okay, so now that our press is up to temp, we're going to put the bookmark in. As always, what we're going to try and do, because we're only pressing one thing, is I'm going to put it as close to the middle of the press as I can get. That just makes sure you're getting the most out of your element. The pressure will be slightly more even and things like that. It's not as important on the bigger presses, but especially on these small hobby scale presses, it's important that you try and use the middle of your platen if you can. So I'm going to cover that with some release liner. That'll just protect our heat element from any ink that decides to off-gas back through the paper. And then we're just going to close that down. Now we're going to be quite sort of a medium pressure with that, and we're just going to let that count down. Okay, so this is nearly ready now. What we're going to do is just wait for it to beep, and then we'll lift it up. There we go. So I'm just going to lift the platen. It's always worth trying to lift these as controlled as possible, just to make sure your transfer doesn't bounce on your blank, because that can lead to some ghosting. So I'm going to remove the liner, and then we're just going to flip that over and lift the blank off. There we go. Now when these come out, because they are quite thin plastic, they will be quite soft. So it's worth putting them under something a little bit heavy just to flatten them out while they cool down. Right, so there you go, bookmark done. Like I say, really straightforward, even with a really simple basic hobbyist setup like I've got in front of me. Really easy, really nice product to get you started. So all of the stuff that I've used in this video is going to be available on our website. You'll find links to the various items in the description below. And I hope that you found this tutorial useful. If you have, stick with the channel because we're going to have a lot more coming up to help you guys get the most out of the blanks that we provide.